to the Adventure of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
My voice, slam the door, you called the cops, now it's over, this should be so easy, storm's over, no more fighting, shake the gray, kill the lightning.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with...
I'm Terry, and I play in Alien Ant Farm.
Hi, I'm Dryden. I sing for Alien Ant Farm.
Hi, I am Timmy Peepoo, and I play the bass for Alien Ant Farm.
Nice. Here at Aftershock. Man, how badass is that?
I love aftershave.
I love it.
It's been a blast. I mean, it's like summer camp for us in a way. You get to see a lot of people you don't normally see, you know?
That's what's cool. Like, I do all the festivals, but this is the coolest festival because of this press artist area, because everybody does just come and hang out here and chill. And
I like that it's a lot of trees and the water's close. Like, some of these festivals are in straight up, like, on the tarmac of, like, a NASCAR track, or I ain't slighting anyone, but, you know.
Like an old Sears parking lot.
Yeah, like a parking lot. Something
it's like boiling hot.
Yeah, something that is, like, super conducive to, like magnifying heat usually. Yeah. So this is nice with the trees and the green. It's very cool.
So you should have seen last night when Slipknot played, okay?
And there's fools in the trees.
Yeah, and Corey's like, what the fuck is with all the people in the trees?
Was it really people? I was just
saying
there
was people in the trees. Like, literally, it is the best way to see if you're not going to get up close. It's like, just climb up the tree.
Do they have, like, a tree police here or anything? Like
nobody stopped them.
Anything, huh?
Like, they're just chilling up there. I have a picture of one of the chicks up in the tree, and she was way up there.
Wow.
And just chilling like this. And it did catch Corey's attention. There's, like, this sea of people, and then he's like, what the fuck with the people in the trees?
I'll tell you who else's attention it caught was the festival insurance.
Yes.
Like, schlub.
That's for sure.
He's out there with.
You know there's going to be a new addendum next year for the insurance. It's going to be like, yeah, no people in the trees.
We need tree insurance.
No doubt. But you are right. That is something cool. When it's really hot out, just go chill under the tree.
It's good just to have a little greenness.
That's right. So, and it is like kind of that cool, like, you're in a park, you're not at a, like you said, some concrete jungle.
Yeah, very much so.
So, I love the pug. I had a pug. And tell me about Cocaine Pug.
I was hoping this shirt would be a hit today. But, no, he just looks like my pug, and my pug's insane, and I found this online, and I was like, that's the best shirt ever, so I grabbed it.
So many, many years ago, my daughter was getting bat mitzvahed, and she goes and wants to pick out a dog for her present. And she points out this pug. And I remember saying to her, I'm like, why do you want such an ugly dog?
Why do you want a dog that does cocaine?
Right, there you go. But best dog I ever had in my fucking life.
They're so loyal.
Oh,
like
100%.
They're known for their loyalty. That's why they were the lapdog of kings in ancient times.
I would go out on the road, you know, go on tour to do these festivals, and my wife would be like, she just sat by the door the whole time waiting for you. It's wild. So, what new do you guys have to say right now? You got a new album that came out not too long ago. I think that's badass. How do you write new music after all these years?
We're hoping that says everything, you know? Writing is, it's no real, like, formula to it these days. I think when we were young and just starting the band and stuff, it was more of like, the literal being in a garage, like, together, looking at each other, like, okay, you do this, blah, 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 working the clay. Nowadays, we still do that. It happens, but we tend to write a lot on our own, and being the 2024, the technical revolution, we're emailing stuff to each other now, and there's some magic to be had there. Just like getting surprised with the riff or something, and you're like, oh, what can I do to this? And we've been doing it like that a lot lately.
Do you like it better now with that ability to do that than way back when, where you had to do the archaic things?
I think it's cool. I think the technology thing is super. Well, what I like about it a lot is I can scratch track, like recording at home. I can record like a whole bit and put down like fake drums and like play a little bass on it or something and send it to the guys, and then everybody can kind of say this is working, or I'm feeling this part. It's cool.
Do you think your music creativity changes with that, like, because you have more abilities to experiment?
Well, it certainly can. You can run off on tangents. I got like an old school 70s Moog keyboard, and then all of a sudden I'm like, am I writing Spandau Ballet riffs now, or what the hell is like? So you can kind of like veer off a little bit. So yeah, I mean, yes, the answer is yes, but then you think consciously, okay, am I writing for Ant Farm or what? It depends like what you're really writing for. In my head, we're guitar-driven band, so I usually wait for riffs to come to me, and I kind of know our sound. Not that, and we venture off a little bit, but I feel like I know from years past, like I do go back to our first record and kind of hear what was clicking, what are the positives, what are the cool things, what are the little nuances that I had back then, kind of try and interject them into new stuff too,
And what would you tell you back then now about writing music back then?
What would I tell?
What would you tell yourself? If you were able to tell younger you?
I just say stop drinking immediately. Like now, today.
Get clean.
Yeah. That's a common theme, I think, from the old days, for sure. It's like, have you ever seen that meme of the rock star in the 80s and the rock star in 2020s? The 80s has this dude lying on the ground, guitar in one hand, and Jack Daniels in the other, passed out. And today's it has the dude sitting with the guitar on his lap at his computer, doing everything on the computer.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? We've transcended both eras. You know what I mean?
It's an amazing thing to say,
It's pros and cons
too.
in both eras. Like honestly, it's pros and cons. There's a lot of benefits now of having, like you can do something on your phone.
No doubt. Unless you're Kirk Hammett and you do like
and rock and roll, like not to diss it completely.
I know you're going to talk about
rock and roll and abuse and like abuse of your body and alcohol and drugs is like so like one and the same in the early parts of it and its conception, and where like true like turmoil and well, a lot of really heartache stuff comes from that.
Yeah.
And so I can't knock it, It's no way to live. There's a couple seasons of that are cool, and then it's like you're not getting anything from it anymore. But I used to love to get saucy and kind of just go down that rabbit hole of misery and pen my songs, but it's just not the way to do it anymore.
That's true right there. But then I also look at like artists back then, and I'm like, how the fuck are they even performing on stage? They can't even stand. Like you see them backstage, they're falling over, and they get up on stage and just do their thing.
Yeah, it's like muscle memory or something, man.
100%. I'm also a big believer that the record labels back then loved giving all the drugs and alcohol to artists so that they can do what they wanted to do.
It makes sense. You keep someone happy with their addiction. You can rape them on the other side,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so, you knew what I was going to say with Kirk.
Kirk Hammett losing his phone or whatever.
Yeah, and like 350 riffs.
Yeah, I don't do that in my phone. I literally, I
lost a hard drive with a lot of man hours of stuff. I have all the MP3s of the music, but it's not the sessions where there was like hours of takes and stuff. So again, this is music just for me.
Yeah.
But it made it all the more important to me. You know what I mean?
Sure. I would want to have all that stuff for sure.
Been a massive hit now.
Yeah. You never know what you could get out of that stuff there.
I was pretty sad. I was tore up for a good couple weeks over that.
Yeah, I would be too. I would maybe more than a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'd be like today, fuck, that was a good song. Maybe I can figure it out again now.
And lost it on tour, right? Like the
Yeah, first day of tour.
fucking irony.
Wow. Man. But here you are. All these years later and still relevant.
Trying, bro.
You know, that's something you got to sit there and go, wow. Because, like, when you first started this thing, did you really think that we'd be sitting here in 2024?
Maybe, because I was just cocky and thought we'd be around forever. So in a weird way, maybe. But no, with some perspective, no way. Because just trials and tribulations and families and friendships and love affairs and all the things that come in and out of our lives, it's a miracle that we've stayed, somewhat focused on this one thing,
It just says you're a true artist, in my opinion.
Trying, brother.
Longevity is like fucking everything in this business.
No doubt.
Way, I mean, you could be this level or this level, and obviously this level you're gonna get some longevity, but if you can find your niche,
Yeah.
and kind of whatever, just service it in a way that it grows and you have your core fan base and you can achieve longevity.
Yeah, there's not a lot of romance in when you strip it down, and you're not one. We're not a big band, but we're a known band, and so it's work. We love it, but it's a lot of most of our days does not involve like actually being on their stage making music. It's
Right.
all the other bullshit. So
People don't realize
Yeah,
that.
no, for sure.
How
It's-
lucky we're.
It's
We're
like,
lucky.
yeah,
We're
it's
lucky.
a lot of work.
We're badass musicians, but we're lucky.
Yeah, it has to have some luck in it, but it's a lot of work. People don't realize, like the listeners, they don't realize everything else. They only see the fun part, not all the other stuff.
Yep.
So, one story, good or bad, in this whole musical journey, what would you share?
Well, I remember I just mentioned it earlier, so it's not, maybe it's coming to mind because I did remember it earlier, but we did our second record with Robert and Dean DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots, and Dean took me horseback riding in the Malibu hills, and that was a cool day. I was very nervous because I broke my neck in a bad bus crash.
Oh,
so I was
shit.
very scared to get on a horse, and he's telling me not to worry about it. And then the first 2 minutes, my horse walked up on a rattlesnake, and he was all getting crazy, and I was like, Dean, I fucking told you that I did not want to do this. And he's like, bro, it's cool. I was like, it's not cool.
Oh, man. Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
I got 1,000 memories, but that one just came to my head.
How about you?
Fucking playing Aftershock, bro.
There it is. Aftershock 2024.
Amazing. Like, everybody showed up early.
Kevin!
Everybody showed up early, and we had our conga line going.
Oh, I
don't know if you
love
heard
it.
about that?
Yes.
I guess on Reddit, it like blew up. We didn't even know until today, really.
Wow.
And there's a conga line fishing around out there. And
See,
I don't know.
after all these years, you can still have something happen and you're like, holy fuck, that's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I
How about-
I was throwing that in, but I was like, it's like, it really happened. Like, we made it.
How about you? You have a story, good or bad, that sticks out in your mind in all these years of music?
I do, but I don't.
Before I was in the band, when I was a tech, we went to Alaska, and I fell asleep running a bath for myself. I flooded my bathroom, the bathroom below me, the entire hallway.
You were not liked, were you, at that time?
And I was loved. Everyone there loved it. We went back to Alaska, I don't know, 8 years later, and the guy's like, does the guy who flooded the place still travel with you guys? And I was like, I'm actually in the band now. I got a promotion for it. And he was...
It was at that moment that we knew he was an alien ant farm.
Now, see, that's a good fucking story, man.
Well-
That's what you could tell people that have been in your shoes. Like, if you want to join the band
Don't give up. You got to get so fucked up.
Don't give up, bro.
and flood the
Gotta
place.
stick with it.
You got this.
Don't turn that bath water off.
Don't let anyone tell you to turn that fucking faucet off.
There you go. So now, after all these years, how can you top everything you've done, including Aftershock today?
Play Aftershock tomorrow.
That would be cool. Let's make that happen. Like, let's get Danny over here. Like, they need to play again.
Go home right now.
I don't want to top anything. It's just like all experiences, so we can just like stack them on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Nothing's gonna top this. This is cool. Just do it again. Let's do it somewhere else. Try and get hopefully a few people, make some people happy, and that's about it. Leave his little footprint. Try to not flood the hotels anymore. That kind of stuff.
Maybe once or twice.
No more. We're done.
There you go. Are you guys gonna see a band today that you're looking forward to seeing?
I'm gonna drive home. I'm going home.
That's a good idea.
And we got a split. We're going to Europe and UK in like less than a week.
Yeah, I saw you're going Netherlands first, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of my favorite places in the world.
Yeah.
How do you compare playing over in Europe to over here?
It's just a different animal, man. It gets similar with these festivals because that's kind of where they originated.
Yeah.
But never slag the U.S., but I do have a fondness for UK crowds and their loyalty to Ant Farm. Even this is our home. We love our home, but the UK is unmatched, unparalleled with crowds for Alien Ant Farm.
It is interesting. I do find the UK and Europe, too, like, they're still so passionate about bands that
It's different.
people here were passionate about before.
It's different. You see a kid in like a Cypress Hill hoodie or something, he's still like for life, all about the Cypress Hill,
No
and
doubt.
Before now, here you're like, what? That was so 20 years ago or whatever.
I know, right?
So less fickle. Over there, like
100%.
like, they just love music,
Yeah.
and that's it's pure. It's pure.
When you're
There's
going to
no
go
fad
to
about it.
Drown Load and still go year after year that has the most horrible
Did you call it
weather.
Drown load.
Yes. You go there year after year, you're fucking dedicated.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, when I do interviews there, it's like one interview I'm wearing my hoodie, the next interview I'm not, because it's like hot, cold, then it's fucking raining, and but it's great.
The smartest thing you could ever do is have some sturdy wellies.
There you go.
You got to have the sturdy wellies, and that's just the way it is. I'm going to start playing. We're playing Download this next year.
Are you? I'll be there, so we'll have to talk there,
It's not
too.
even the weather. It's fucking Tim in his hotel room, leaving the damn water on.
Coming from Alaska.
That's what Drown Load is. You're back to it, all these years later. It's still pouring into the UK.
That's the effect I have on rock and roll.
So here's an interesting thing at Download. Metallica last year, they had this special system for their sound where no matter where you were in the festival, you could hear them like you were up front. There were complaints from 15 miles away of the sound that people were sitting at their house 15 miles away and could hear Metallica as if they were sitting in front of them. I wouldn't fucking complain. I'd be like, yeah, I don't have to deal with that festival shit. I'll just sit on my balcony.
There was a pavilion near where I grew up. And if you went on my porch, which was kind of enclosed, I found it out like while Aerosmith was playing. Like I could hear the concert, and then I'd take 2 steps out the porch, it's gone. I was about like
That's wild.
17, 18 miles away, but just it was using my porch as a speaker.
That is fucking wild. I love that.
I'm just kind of thinking about that Portlandia where they have drones that go to the festival, and they wear the big hat. They stay at home, basically.
It's wild, right? I
Sorry.
mean, you guys have probably seen it fucking all throughout the years, of course.
I mean, like I said, we started doing these festivals, in the early 2000s, if not 99. Yeah, it's cool to have this over here, though. But we've definitely seen a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? To credit to Danny Wimmer, based on what you were saying before, too, and I see it because I do the festivals over there, he has brought the European and UK festivals to the United States, like in the essence of how it's run, how the artists are treated, like done the right way.
Yeah, it seems like a well-oiled machine, which
And
is good.
What do you guys think of how Danny Wimmer treats the artists?
Pimperelic.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to just be able to hit the stage and facilitate a crowd, and
No stress.
and then it's all good. They run it like a well-oiled machine. Everybody's super friendly. It's all good.
See, I love
All
hearing
good.
that.
Yeah.
Because that's like, Okay, I did Hellfest a year. They had the 360 bands.
Oh, yeah.
Not one of them had a sound problem. I'm like, how the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, that's some logistics, right?
Right? You know,
Seriously.
so it's good we have somebody like Danny Wimmer here in the States to make these great festivals that bands like you want to play at. Like, if it's a shit show, you don't want to play it because you're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
important what he's doing for the rock and roll world too.
100%.
Because there's a lot of festivals popping off around the country these days, but he's the one that's kind of carrying the rock torch, right?
That's it, 100%.
So he's carrying the rock torch. He's doing heavy rock festivals. That's important. Like, people want that.
And, you know, like, we're here at Aftershock with Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah.
Doesn't get better than that.
Cheers to that.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Hey, what's up? We're Alien Ant Farm.
And you're listening to Pipeman on W4CY.com.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.